Okay, Nanto, you can just brief me.
I'm not briefing you, we're already recording.
Are we?
Yay!
Oh my gosh.
So I haven't done this in a long time, okay? I have a lovely colleague of mine. Her name is Lebu.
Hi, guys.
I had to beg and scream. So
Yeah,
obviously we have a lot of things to talk about. We haven't discussed. Why do you look like...
Because I was not ready. You just started. I was not ready, don't you? I had to. I'm not even... Okay, but it's fine.
That's the
We're
beauty.
doing this.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to talk a little bit about corporate. Is that
Oh my
what...
God. Yes, corporate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we all know there's like a genuine struggle with black people trying to get ahead in corporate SA. What has been your experience?
My experience, it's been tough. I can say previously from my previous job, my previous work, that's where my eyes were opened. Where I was like, guys,
Tell us the tea. What happened?
you want to know? It was hectic, man. It was a toxic environment, and black people were treated a certain way, and it was quite evident. It was clear. They were not even hiding it, you know. And then to a point whereby, just this a short story, because you know when I talk all over the place. So I just want to be brief. When I left my last day, I had a meeting with my manager. I sat down with him. I didn't plan on saying anything. I was just gonna say thank you for the opportunity. I'm leaving. However, I think he struck like a nerve, you know, something. As we were talking, he's like, yeah, I saw that you were not happy, and I'm like, do you think people are happy? Because I was leaving other people, and we were all not happy. I was like, do you think they're happy? He's like, well, I think some are happy, and that's when I started. I'm like, no one is happy here. As a black graduate coming into the space, one thing I made peace with is because is like based on the complexion of my skin, there's certain positions I'll never get. Based on the complexion of my skin, there's no department I'll ever work at, especially in that environment. Nonti, it was so bad. I'm not even exaggerating this, to a point where
I can believe you.
Is it? Thank you.
I think we've all been in a situation. I started a job. I remember my first job. They actually lied about the position I was going to. Yeah. So they said I was supposed to go in as X. When I got there, it was basically the equivalent of like a call center.
They do that
And
all the time.
and when I asked, they was just like, well, you must remember unemployment rate for black graduates is so high, so you can quit or you can just stay and we'll see what you can do. But then the abuse continued. And you know, you end up like wondering, is there something wrong with me? You know? It is really bad. So trust me when I say I understand exactly what you're talking about. Because I think a lot of black professionals have been there and it hurts. I think that's the one thing people don't understand.
You know, to the reason I left, I even did tell him this, that to be honest, and that to be honest with you, I also did not have a job when I was leaving. But it was at the point whereby it was no longer healthy for me. It was a toxic environment. It was beating me down. I lost my confidence. I even forgot that you know what, you are smart. Label, you have a degree, you studied, you have this and this. Like, I was losing everything. My confidence was just leaving me. I just felt like a dumb person who will never achieve anything in life. It was so bad. For me personally, it was no longer healthy. I just had to let go, because each and every day, all the experiences that we had, the things they would say to us, the emails they would send to us, it was bad. To a point where there was a department where there was no black person, like not even one. Fine, okay, whatever. So they had a backlog. Because they couldn't communicate to black clients, you know, speak isiZulu, Botswana, and whatnot, because their clients who couldn't understand each other. And then they came to us, you know, to the audacity. And they're like, you know what, guys, you know, we don't have black people in this department. Can you just donate, like, you know, during your lunchtime, Yana, to get exposure? Just go donate your 30 minutes or an hour and go assist them. And the question was, I remember I even asked the manager, I'm like, why? This is the majority of the clients in that company are black. That's another thing. We are consumers. Most companies are where they are because of us. Majority are black. And then it was a situation, because my thing is, it's a situation that will never stop. Why not just hire black people into that department? But because it was a bit exclusive department, you know, a nice one, not like your client services and your, you know, they just didn't want us. So, even when there's a need for us, they just didn't want us. I don't know if they have.
And you know, it's very confusing, because obviously it happens. I mean, I think I've had enough conversations with people to realize that this is very common. and how do you change it? Like, what do you do?
That's still something I'm unraveling. Like, that's still something that bothers me.
What are we
every
expected
day.
to do? Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, honestly speaking, like...
Nantu, you know, to be honest with you, I've made peace. I don't know if this is a good thing or not.
Wow.
A lot of people...
Maybe that's where the problem starts.
A lot of people say that's part of me surrendering.
Yes.
I don't know. You'll just conclude.
Yeah.
I've made peace with the fact that when I walk into the spaces, as much as we want to be accepted, it's not our spaces. It's really not our spaces. Yes, they can accept us here and there. They will accept one person, the clever, one person they see as the clever black. And
do you think that's how they choose? You think
they always have someone to...
I know, but like, do you think it's an instance of like, we're choosing you because we think you're a clever black?
Yeah.
Or because you behave so much like us?
Yeah, you behave so much like us.
Okay, so you're not, so you might not be clever, you just sound like them, and you remind them of themselves.
Yeah. Ooh, I never thought of that.
Well, I mean,
you never thought of that. You're right. You're right. I think so. But you have those. You know, you always have those.
Because the blacker you are, it doesn't matter how eloquent you are. It doesn't matter how smart you are. If you are unapologetically black, they can see it. And that's what I've noticed. That's what I've seen. It's like, even if they can't deny you, they will keep you in a position knowing you're good at it. But you will not grow anywhere because they're just looking at you and they're like, she's just too black for us to invite her in our spaces. Now we have to watch what we say around her because obviously she's woke. You know, the technical term. So I've honestly had a problem with some black people that seemingly have forgotten, like, you know, they get accepted and you can just tell, we can't even talk to you anymore.
No, not even. We're cutting you out. You're no longer part of us. But at the same time, I also sympathize with them. Yeah. Because we get to a survival mode, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, okay, fine, for me to make it to the top, I need to compromise myself here and there, or there's certain compromises I need to do. So I don't blame them that much. I'm like, you know what, they will learn, it's their journey. Whatever they're doing won't take them anywhere. Most of them, really, you start off all nice and liked, but there will be a point where, you know, a light bulb will be like, no, dude, you're not like them. They will never fully accept you. So you will learn that on your own. I just sympathize with you because I feel like you have an identity crisis. Yeah. Because you don't identify with your own. You rather go for the other side. But yeah, I just sympathize with them and I hope everything goes well. Yeah. And I was talking about the spaces, ne? Yeah. Can you go back? I don't know.
Yeah, go back, girl. We run this.
Yeah. So I think I made peace with the fact that, you know what, this is these spaces. When I enter these spaces, I would only expect to be paid what I'm worth, what you would pay the other person with a lighter complexion. But as for being promoted, getting this and that, or expecting much from them, I have no expectations from them.
So your only expectation at this point is just being paid, remunerated fairly.
And I do my job.
Yeah.
I'm not as hopeful, you know, that we're gonna get into the spaces and we're gonna conquer the spaces, or we're gonna coexist together, because they make it clear each and every day that this is our spaces. We created them. Yes, they created them. True. That's another thing. They created them. I just think let's get what we can to and create our own spaces, because if we keep and it's exhausting, because there's some people who are like, let's fight and conquer the spaces. It's frustrating. We get frustrated and you get exhausted, you get burnt out, and then you're out. I don't know anyone who has
I actually want to buy this book, We Are the Ones We Need. I don't know if
it's by who?
Sitla Palani. She's actually done like a whole thing.
We're the ones we need.
We are the ones we need. It's about like the war on black professionals in corporate South Africa. Yeah.
Let's get it, Montu. We need it. That's the topic, right? That's the now topic. That's what I talk about all the time with each and every person, whoever I meet, and we have similar experiences.
That's unfortunate, but obviously we're gonna have to end this a little bit on a happy note.
Okay. I was not ready, guys.
Tell us something happy, like
something
you
happy.
know. Obviously, like we're at war every day. We wake up and we try to make the most of our lives, but it's just a different conversation. It's like people don't really want to go into the nitty-gritty details of why it's so difficult for black people to get ahead in corporate, and why so many of them would rather just go back home and suffer and quit their jobs because it's so unhealthy and it's painful to hear. And imagine the barriers to entry for even businesses. It's just so difficult to just make it as a black young person, you know. But we're not going to obviously dwell on that because that's depressing. We're going to try and end it on a happy note.
Do I have anything happy?
Yeah, like, what has been worth it? Let's say working.
Oh,
what has been worth it?
Yeah. I think in general, if I end in a happy note,
yeah.
Do it break people? We are so strong.
We're so strong.
Guys, I believe in us. We are so unconquered. But the things I feel like if we were to trade places with them, guys, we are so strong. The resilience, and then I just like that. Obviously, there's a lot of things we can work on, but we still stand. Things couldn't. They tried left, right, and center. They tried to destroy us. We just keep standing. We're like that tree, that storm tree.
So what has been a highlight for you, having said that? Like, what moment stands out for you, in your career since you started working, where you're just like, it's hard, it's horrible, but this kind of makes it worth it. It's like your payday, is it, like...
too.
We're trying to find something happy.
Oh, something happy, recording work. Sure. It's you guys. Oh my gosh, the people I work with.
Oh, at least.
The people I work with. No, actually, the conversations we have, the enlightenment that I get,
Yes.
Even from the other side as well.
Yeah.
Everything, the enlightenment. I feel like if I was just home, I wouldn't have. And I've grown. I'm not well spoken. I don't like speaking. But nowadays, look at me now, guys. Really? I'm trying, So it's because of people like you, the encounters that I have, each and every person I've met, even from my previous job, I learned a lot since I started working, from all my colleagues. Yeah. Most of my colleagues, I learned a lot. Like I look back, even my previous company, the people I started with, they were so smart. I learned firmness from them. Like, guys, we need to be firm in certain things. I'm able to speak now, even speak to my manager and say I didn't like this or I'm not happy with this. You know what I mean? Those are the small little things that I've got from
actual life skills.
It's just life skills, pure life skills. So one thing about work, it's the people. The environment, especially my fellow black people. Yeah. I try to engage with white people. It's not like
it doesn't flow as easily.
It doesn't flow, and I hope they don't take it.
No, otherwise I don't think they'll see this.
They will. I'm gonna send it to them. I'm gonna send it to them. I know. Do you know your light is way better? I don't know. Mine is this side does not. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way you are.
Come this side. Okay, so we're gonna end it on a happy note.
You see, happy notes, no.
Thank you, Lebu, for sharing your thoughts and insights about.
Thank you, Nontu.
How can I say? It's a long conversation. Obviously, it won't end today. But the fact that you actually are able to recognize that working with black people is actually brought you a little bit further makes me happy, because the more of us that we gather in these like corporate spaces, I think eventually something will come from it. Eventually, as soon as we must open up more about these type of topics anyway.
And it goes, for now we didn't deal with the roots of the issue as well.
No, we didn't. We just took it from the top, but it's fine. It'll dip in the house. So this is my vlog. Oh my god, the first one in so long.
I know, I'm happy. And I'm on the vlog.
Yay! Okay, cool. Bye.